Welcome to today's deep dive. We've got a really fascinating topic today. We're exploring some incredible insights from an in-depth conversation between Lewis Howes and Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah, such a fantastic source. Really transformative stuff.
Right, and our mission today is straightforward, but, incredibly powerful. We want to uncover the core principles of escaping mental suffering. And we're going to give you three actionable techniques you can use today to completely change your life's direction.
Which, sounds like a huge promise, but the concepts are actually so grounded.
Totally. So to kick things off, I want you listening to imagine something. Imagine you're playing a perfectly fine game of basketball with your friends, but there's a pessimistic sports commentator sitting right on the sidelines.
Oh boy, just narrating everything.
Exactly. Narrating your every single move over a loudspeaker. Like every missed shot, every slight stumble, he's just broadcasting how terrible you are and how you're definitely going to lose.
Well, that would be entirely exhausting. You'd lose focus, get tense, and eventually you'd probably just want to walk right off the court.
Right, I just quit.
Yeah, but the crazy thing about this interview is that it points out this is exactly how we live our lives. Like, when you feel stuck or stressed, it's really rarely the actual situation causing the suffering.
It's the story.
Exactly. It's the story you're telling yourself about the situation. It's literally that pessimistic commentator in your head.
Okay, let's unpack this because, telling myself to just stop stressing usually just makes me stress more.
Yeah, it completely backfires.
Right. So how do we actually fire that commentator? Like, how do we replace that negative mental narrative with actual conscious awareness?
Well, it requires a pretty fundamental shift in how you view yourself. You have to realize that you are actually not that voice in your head. You are the awareness observing the voice.
Wait, so if I can hear the commentator, I can't be the commentator.
Exactly. When your mind says something like, oh, this is bad, my life is terrible, you usually just believe it and you feel all that anxiety. But if you step back and say, oh, my mind is currently having the thought that my life is terrible.
You become the observer.
Right. You completely change the dynamic. You shift from being the victim of the thought to the observer of it. And that simple separation cuts off the emotional fuel. It just neutralizes the psychological pain.
Okay, understanding that observer dynamic is great in theory, but let's test it in reality. Say you're stuck in a horrendous, non-moving airport security line.
The ultimate stress test.
Yeah, you're going to miss your flight, and the commentator in your head is just absolutely screaming. What do you do?
Well, the airport is the perfect testing ground. Tolle's framework offers three simple techniques to stay present during those really highly stressful daily tasks. First is what he calls the stripping question.
The stripping question.
Yeah, so as you're standing there furious, you literally just ask yourself, how would I experience this exact moment if I didn't add a single interpretation or thought to it?
Oh, wow. So if I refuse to label the line as infuriating or bad, I'm literally just a person standing on a piece of carpet.
Precisely. You strip away the story. But, once you drop those labels, you need somewhere to direct your focus. Which brings us to the second technique, sensory anchoring.
Okay, so focusing on the physical senses.
Yeah, you shift your attention entirely to physical reality. So you focus strictly on the feeling of your breathing or simply watch the physical movements of the people around you, but without judging them at all.
I can totally see how that short circuits the panic. Like if I'm purely focused on the sound of the rolling suitcases, I can't simultaneously be agonizing about missing my flight.
Exactly. The brain just can't do both.
Which actually highlights how most of my stress is about the future anyway, right? Not what's happening right in front of me.
Right. And that realization is the core of the third technique, the right now check. You literally ask yourself, do I actually have a problem in this exact second?
In this exact second.
Yes. Because when you really look at it, the heavy burden is almost always in the imagined future. It's the consequences of missing the flight. But in the literal present moment of just standing on the carpet, you actually don't have a problem at all.
Okay, well, here's where I have to push back a little bit. What if there is an immediate threat right in front of you? Let's say you're taking a walk in the woods and suddenly there's a literal bear standing on the path.
Oh, the bear argument.
Yeah. I can't just casually ask myself, hey, do I have a problem in this exact second?
Well, this raises a really important distinction between a problem and a challenge. A bear is a challenge. It requires immediate physical action.
Right. You don't just stand there meditating.
Exactly. You don't stand there ruminating on the bear psychologically. You act. You back away. You deal with it. Problems, at least in this context, are the psychological baggage we carry around in our minds.
Okay, but what if you're in a situation where it's a real challenge, but you literally cannot take action? Like, say I'm trapped in a delayed airplane on the tarmac. I can't fight a bear, and I can't get off the plane.
Right. Yeah. That is where you practice what is called positive surrender.
Positive surrender sounds very poetic.
It does. But practically, it just means giving an uncompromising yes to the present moment. It means accepting the undeniable fact that you are stuck on the plane instead of mentally fighting it.
Because arguing with reality doesn't make the plane take off any faster.
Not at all. It just spikes your blood pressure and creates completely unnecessary suffering.
So, what does this all mean for you listening right now?
Well, I mean, it means that changing your life's direction isn't just about chasing the horizon, right? Achieving future goals, getting the promotion, waiting for some perfectly stress-free tomorrow.
No, it's about mastering the vertical dimension, finding depth right where you are. It's about making the present moment your friend rather than treating it like some annoying obstacle you just have to get through to reach the future. Which brings us right back to that basketball game. The game of your life is happening right now, and you don't actually have to listen to that negative broadcast. So we'll leave you with this provocative thought. If your entire identity up until now has just been an accumulated story of past pains and future anxieties, who would you be if you simply decided to stop telling that story tomorrow morning?